Did you know that Albert Einstein wasn't a great student? In fact, he failed the entrance exam to college. But he didn't let that stop him. Einstein went on to become one of the most brilliant minds in history, transforming our understanding of the universe. But what made him so special? Today, we'll take a deeper look into the secrets of his genius and discover the habits and thought processes that set him apart. From his creative mindset to the daily routines that fueled his breakthroughs, you'll learn how these practices can enhance your own problem-solving and creativity. Born in 1879 in the Kingdom of Württemberg in the German Empire, Einstein wasn't always considered a genius. In fact, he didn't speak until the age of 3, leading his parents to worry that he might have a developmental delay. His teachers, too, believed he was lazy and unmotivated because he often challenged their strict methods of teaching. Despite these early setbacks, Einstein was fascinated by the world around him. His curiosity began at a young age when his father gave him a compass. He became obsessed with understanding how the invisible forces of magnetism worked. This early fascination would foreshadow his later interest in the forces of nature, like gravity and the fabric of space-time. By the time he was a teenager, Einstein had already developed a deep interest in science, reading books on physics and mathematics on his own. But traditional schooling didn't suit him, and his rebellious attitude towards authority was already beginning to show. One of Einstein's teachers even told him he'd never amount to anything. But what's interesting here is that Einstein didn't just ignore school entirely. Instead, he created his own methods for learning. He was deeply interested in self-directed learning. He read outside the curriculum, explored new ideas through thought experiments, and sought out mentors who could nurture his interests. Despite failing his first attempt at the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich, Einstein persevered and eventually gained admission. During his time there, he struggled with some subjects but thrived in others. He wasn't a model student by any means, but his passion for learning remained his driving force. Fast forward to 1905, often called Einstein's miracle year, or Annus Mirabilis. This was the year when he published 4 groundbreaking papers that would change the course of science forever. In just 1 year, he laid the foundations for special relativity, introduced the photoelectric effect, which would later earn him a Nobel Prize, explained Brownian motion, and contributed to quantum theory. Keep in mind, Einstein wasn't working as a physicist in a university at this time. He was employed as a clerk at a patent office in Switzerland. He used his spare time to work on his theories, which highlights how his determination and passion for science were central to his genius. But what was going on behind the scenes of these extraordinary achievements? What daily habits and mindsets allowed Einstein to develop these revolutionary ideas? One of his lesser-known practices was a deep love for music. Einstein once said, "If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician." He played the violin and the piano and believed that music helped him think. Many times, he'd take a break from complex problems by playing music, and this allowed him to return to his work with a refreshed perspective. Another key part of Einstein's creativity was his habit of daydreaming and taking long, solitary walks. He would often stroll through nature, allowing his mind to wander freely. These moments of mental relaxation were when some of his most profound insights came to him. Einstein himself credited these thought experiments as essential to his ability to think outside the box. He would imagine himself riding alongside a beam of light or free-falling through space, which helped him visualize complex scientific concepts in a way that mathematical equations alone couldn't capture. Beyond his breakthroughs in physics, Einstein was also deeply philosophical. He often contemplated the bigger questions of existence, the nature of reality, time, and human consciousness. He was fascinated by the works of philosophers like Immanuel Kant and Baruch Spinoza, and these influences often bled into his scientific work. For example, Einstein's theory of general relativity didn't just change physics, it altered our understanding of time itself. Before Einstein, time was thought to be constant and absolute, but his theory showed that time could stretch and bend, depending on the relative speed of the observer and the strength of gravitational fields. Another fascinating aspect of Einstein's life is how he balanced complexity with simplicity. He was famous for saying, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." Einstein believed that the most profound ideas were often the simplest. In fact, when he first introduced the theory of relativity, it wasn't widely understood, not even by fellow scientists. Yet, over time, the elegance of his theory became more apparent. It unified space and time into a single framework and helped explain phenomena like black holes and the expansion of the universe. But Einstein's genius wasn't just intellectual. He had an incredible emotional resilience, an ability to persist through failure, and a strong sense of moral responsibility. During the rise of the Nazi regime in Germany, Einstein, who was Jewish, left the country and eventually settled in the United States. He became a vocal advocate for civil rights, pacifism, and even spoke out against the development of nuclear weapons, after his theories helped lay the groundwork for the atomic bomb. In the last phase of his life, Einstein continued to work tirelessly on a unified field theory, trying to bring together the forces of nature into a single, cohesive framework. Although he never succeeded in this goal, his pursuit shows that even at the height of his fame, Einstein never stopped questioning, exploring, and imagining. Now, let's dive into some of the lesser-known techniques Einstein used to boost his problem-solving skills and creativity. One method, known as combinatory play, was Einstein's belief that creativity arises from connecting ideas in unexpected ways. He often sought inspiration from fields outside of physics, such as music, art, and philosophy. This cross-pollination of ideas allowed him to approach problems from new angles. Another genius hack was Einstein's use of visualization and analogies. He once said, "Words do not play any role in my thought process." For Einstein, ideas were best understood through images and connections between seemingly unrelated things. By thinking visually and metaphorically, he was able to grasp concepts that others couldn't see. Finally, one of the most powerful lessons from Einstein's life is his attitude toward failure. Einstein wasn't afraid to make mistakes. In fact, he often said that failure is a key part of success. His willingness to experiment, fail, and try again was essential to his ability to push the boundaries of human knowledge. As we reflect on the habits and routines of Albert Einstein, it becomes clear that his genius was not just about intellect. It was about curiosity, persistence, and the ability to approach problems in unconventional ways. By adopting some of these habits, whether it's nurturing your imagination, learning through experimentation, or simply taking a break to play some music, you too can boost your creativity and tackle challenges with a fresh perspective. So, what do you think of these genius hacks? Do you use any of them in your own life? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content, and we'll see you in the next video.